Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into some fantastic insights from merch arts that focus on a single day, January 29th. Okay, so how do we actually make something that sells? Let's get into the first winning formula. This one's all about tapping into two of the most powerful drivers for human beings, our sense of identity and our love for a good laugh. When you can connect with one of those, you create something people feel like they have to own. Let's look at a few killer examples. First up, this is just perfect for Curmudgeon's Day. It is so blunt, it's direct, and for a certain type of person, it's just hilariously on point. This isn't just text on a shirt, it's a full-on declaration of who you are. So let's break this down because this really gets to the good stuff. The audience hook, it's for anyone who is proudly, maybe even sarcastically grumpy. But look at why it sells. It's all about that powerful simplicity. A bold, minimalist statement like this, it works on any color. It doesn't need fancy graphics. The message is the design, and it just hits you immediately. Okay, so switching gears from humor to conviction, here is another really strong identity hook, this one for Freethinkers Day. See, this one isn't trying to be funny. It is a bold, proud declaration of a personal belief. It's the kind of thing people really want to be known for. And this is just brilliant execution. The design takes this really complex identity, being an independent, anti-mainstream thinker, and boils it down into this powerful, wearable badge of honor. It's clean, it's confident, and it turns a whole philosophy into a really strong public statement. All right, let's swing back over to humor, this time for National Corn Chip Day. This phrase, it's pure gold. It's so playful, it feels like a confession, and it taps right into that universal feeling we all have about our, let's just say, less than perfect eating habits. And this is a fantastic example of the power of a single, memeable phrase. Who's the audience? Anyone who's ever accidentally eaten an entire bag of chips. Snackcident is just a funny, totally viral word that turns a guilty pleasure into something you can laugh about. That makes it super shareable, super giftable, and pretty much everyone gets the joke instantly. Okay, on to our second winning formula. This one was beyond those broad identities and digs into something even more powerful. Our specific passions, our hobbies, and our sense of purpose. Yeah, this is where we get personal. Okay, check this out. It's a fantastic idea for Gnocchi Day in Argentina. See, it's not just about the food. It's about national pride mixed with food. That's what creates a super specific, and because of that, a super passionate niche audience. The real magic here is in that combination. You're layering two totally different identities, being Argentinian and loving to make gnocchi, and that creates a product that feels incredibly personal to a very specific group of people. This is the perfect example of how going hyper niche can actually lead to massive success. Next up, for National Puzzle Day, we've got a design that just perfectly nails a hobbyist's obsession, and it does it by tapping right into internet culture. I mean, come on, who hasn't felt like the goblin hoarding their precious quiet time? What's so smart about this is how it blends the old with the new. It takes a classic hobby, puzzles, and connects it to a super kind internet meme, Goblin Mode. That one little phrase makes the design feel relevant and totally shareable. It hits that perfect sweet spot for dedicated puzzle lovers and really any introvert who just gets it. And finally, for Seeing Eye Day, here's a design that takes merch and elevates it to a message of pure empowerment. This is so much more than a shirt. It's a powerful statement about pride, connection, and advocacy. The reason this one sells is just incredibly powerful. It completely reframes the whole conversation by linking the vital role of a guide dog to this empowering idea of a superpower. It's an inspiring message that appeals not just to guide dog users, but to their families, their friends, and anyone who wants to show their support. Okay, so we've seen a bunch of examples of what really works. But, to truly get the formula right, you have to understand what doesn't work. So, it's time for a little cautionary tale. Just think back for a second. What's the common thread in all those winning designs? Every single one of them connected on a deeper level. They tapped into a strong identity, a specific passion, or a joke everyone in that group shares, but gives somebody a real reason to will it. So with that in mind, what happens when an idea is missing that crucial hook? What does a weak concept even look like? And here it is, the yellow light idea. The example here is National Carnation Day. No, listen, the problem isn't that it's niche. The problem is that it's generic. There just isn't a strong, a passionate identity built around carnations, not in the same way there is for puzzle goblins or Argentinian gnocchi makers. It's missing that emotional hook that makes somebody say, that's me. So, let's pull all of this together. Let's make this a clear, simple plan that you can actually start using right now. This is your winning formula. It really all comes down to these 5 steps. 1. Target an identity people are proud of. 2. Use specific, niche humor that makes your audience feel like they're in on the joke. 3. Connect to a real passion or a hobby. 4. Create a statement that people are actually excited to put on. And finally, and this is maybe the most important rule, number 5, avoid being generic. Always, always look for the passion behind the event. And that brings us to the end of our breakdown. With these formulas and these ideas in mind, you are now equipped to think way more strategically about your own designs. So really, the only question left is the one right there on the screen. What winning idea are you going to create next?